The unexpected path. In the idyllic town of Oakwood, a place where the air was crisp and the sunsets painted the sky in shades of gold and lavender, Dr. John Adams was a name that resonated with both reverence and aspiration. Born into the affluent Adams family, John's childhood was one of privilege and high expectations. The Adams estate, with its sprawling lawns and classic architecture, was a symbol of success, established by John's father, Richard Adams, who had built a pharmaceutical empire that thrived on innovation and quality. As the youngest of three, John stood out, not just for his family's wealth, but for his extraordinary talent and compassionate nature. From a young age, John was an exceptional student. His academic achievements were only surpassed by his prowess in sports, where he excelled in football, basketball, and track. Teachers praised his intelligence, but it was his warmth and willingness to help others that made him truly beloved in the community. John was often seen tutoring classmates after school or volunteering at local charities, where he found joy in giving back. His mother, Evelyn, instilled in him strong Christian values, emphasizing kindness, humility, and the importance of service. Despite the weight of expectation from his father, who envisioned John as a future leader of Adams Pharmaceuticals, John carved his own path. He pursued medicine, a decision that surprised many but felt right to him. After completing his medical degree with flying colors, he returned to Oakwood, ready to make a difference in the community he loved. He became a respected physician, known for his dedication and empathy toward his patients, many of whom had known him since childhood. As he built his career, John's heart remained open, yearning for companionship. However, he found himself overwhelmed by the pressures of his status and the judgment of those around him. The women he dated often seemed more interested in his wealth and connections than in him as a person. He longed for a partner who would see beyond the facade of privilege and wealth, someone who could appreciate his passion for medicine and service. It was during a charity event at the community center that John's life took an unexpected turn. He had volunteered to provide free medical checkups for families in need, and as the evening unfolded, he noticed a striking woman amidst the crowd. Her name was Maya, a single mother of 5, each child radiating energy and laughter, contrasting sharply with the polished atmosphere of the event. Maya was not just beautiful, she was fierce and unapologetically herself. Raised in a neighborhood that often faced economic hardships, she had fought tirelessly to provide for her children. Her determination and spirit captivated John, who felt an instant connection. As they spoke, he learned about her struggles and her unwavering love for her children, each story filled with resilience and hope. Despite the laughter and whispers from onlookers, speculating about the wealthy doctor and the woman from a different world, John found himself drawn to Maya. Their conversations flowed effortlessly, and he admired her authenticity. She was not impressed by his wealth or status. Instead, she challenged him to think deeper about life and the privilege he sometimes took for granted. As the weeks passed, their bond deepened. John became a regular presence in Maya's life, often joining her and the children for dinners filled with laughter, storytelling, and sometimes chaotic, but joyful moments. Maya introduced him to a world filled with warmth, love, and resilience, while he offered her the security and stability she had fought so hard to provide for her family. Yet, the contrast of their lives was stark. John's affluent lifestyle often clashed with Maya's reality. His friends, affluent and successful, raised their eyebrows at the relationship. A doctor marrying a woman with 5 kids. From where? That doesn't make sense, they would whisper. However, John was undeterred by their judgment. He saw in Maya a strength and love that transcended societal norms. He appreciated how she was fiercely protective of her children and valued the importance of family above all else. As their relationship blossomed, John decided to propose. He had never been more certain of anything in his life. He planned a beautiful evening under the stars, where he would ask Maya to be his partner in life, despite the challenges they might face. On a warm summer night, surrounded by flickering candles and soft music, John poured his heart out to Maya, expressing his love and admiration for her. With tears of joy in her eyes, she accepted his proposal, and in that moment, they became a family. However, their journey was just beginning. As they prepared for their wedding, the challenges they would face became increasingly apparent. John's parents, especially his father, were not supportive. Richard Adams had built his legacy on a foundation of social prestige and influence, and he envisioned his son marrying someone who would elevate the family status, not challenge it. He could not fathom why John would choose a woman who, in his eyes, was less than suitable. "John, you have to think about your future. You're an Adams," Richard insisted one evening, trying to dissuade him from his decision. "This woman and her children will bring nothing but complications." Despite his father's disapproval, John remained resolute. He understood the love and strength that Maya brought to his life, and was willing to fight for it. As the wedding approached, he knew the path ahead would be fraught with challenges, but he felt a sense of purpose and commitment. He was not only marrying Maya, he was embracing her children as his own, ready to be a father figure to them. As the couple exchanged vows in a simple yet beautiful ceremony, surrounded by their closest friends and family, the laughter and skepticism of the past began to fade. John and Maya stood hand in hand, united in love, ready to face whatever challenges life threw their way. Little did they know, the journey ahead would test their strength, resilience, and commitment in ways they could never have imagined. Building a new family. As the warm rays of summer sun filtered through the windows of their modest yet cozy home, John Adams felt a mixture of excitement and trepidation. The reality of merging his life with that of Maya and her 5 children had begun to set in, and he knew that navigating this new family dynamic would require patience, love, and a willingness to adapt. While the wedding had been a beautiful celebration of their love, the real work of building a family was just beginning. Maya's home was alive with the sounds of children, the laughter of the twins, Zara and Zuri, intertwined with the boisterous energy of Jamal and Malik. Each child brought their unique spirit to the household, creating an atmosphere of vibrant chaos. For John, it was both exhilarating and overwhelming. He was determined to not only be a loving husband to Maya, but also a devoted father to her children. However, he quickly realized that earning their trust would not happen overnight. The eldest, 14-year-old Aisha, was a whirlwind of emotions. She was fiercely protective of her siblings, and naturally, wary of John. To her, he was an outsider, someone who could disrupt the fragile equilibrium of their lives. John understood her skepticism. She had lived through many challenges, and the last thing she wanted was to see her family change again. Despite this, he felt a deep sense of respect for her role as a caretaker, and he was determined to show her that he could be a positive force in their lives. As the days turned into weeks, John began to create moments of connection with each child. One rainy Saturday, while Maya was busy with errands, he decided to organize a family fun day at home. He transformed the living room into a makeshift theater, complete with blankets, pillows, and a selection of their favorite movies. With popcorn popped and drinks in hand, he invited the kids to sit down for a cinematic adventure. "Okay, everyone. Welcome to our first family movie day," John announced with a grin. "Today's feature is The Incredibles." The kids looked at him, puzzled but intrigued. They had never seen him take such an enthusiastic lead before. Slowly, they settled in, and as the movie played, the room filled with laughter and excitement. John made sure to engage with them, commenting on the characters and their adventures, which encouraged them to share their own thoughts. By the end of the movie, Aisha was laughing alongside her younger siblings, her initial skepticism beginning to melt away. After the movie, John suggested they create their own superhero identities. Each child would come up with a name, a superpower, and a backstory. This idea sparked their imaginations, and soon the living room was filled with enthusiastic chatter and creative ideas. Aisha, who had initially resisted, surprised everyone with her detailed superhero story, claiming to be Captain Resilience, a hero who fought for those in need. The more John encouraged the kids to share, the more they opened up, revealing their dreams and fears. Jamal wanted to be a scientist who invented new technology to save the environment, while Malik, with a mischievous glint in his eye, declared he would have the power to fly. Zara and Zuri, ever the pair, decided they would be the dynamic duo, superheroes who could teleport and bring happiness wherever they went. By the end of the day, John felt a sense of accomplishment. They had shared laughter, creativity, and even a glimpse of their individual personalities. He was beginning to see the potential for deep connections, but he also understood that it would take time for the kids to fully accept him as part of their family. Meanwhile, Maya watched her children from the doorway, her heart swelling with gratitude. She saw the joy in her children's eyes and felt a sense of relief. John was not trying to replace their father. He was simply trying to be a good man and a loving influence in their lives. However, the challenges didn't stop there. As the weeks turned into months, the realities of blending a family became increasingly complex. While the children were slowly warming to John, the whispers from the community had begun to creep back into their lives. At school, Aisha faced teasing from her peers. The girls would whisper about her rich stepdad and make snide comments about her family. It broke her heart to see her siblings caught in the crossfire of judgment based on their mother's decisions. Why do they care so much about who you love? Aisha vented to Maya one afternoon. It's not fair. Just because he has money, they think we don't belong together. Maya sighed, knowing that this was a reality she had been preparing her children for. People often fear what they don't understand, Aisha. But what matters is how we feel about each other as a family. Your brother and sisters look up to you. Show them that love conquers judgment. Despite her mother's encouraging words, Aisha still struggled. She felt the burden of being the oldest and the protector, grappling with her loyalty to her mother and her need to fit in with her peers. John noticed the shift in Aisha's demeanor during family dinners. She became quieter and more withdrawn. He wanted to help, but he understood that pushing her too hard might only reinforce her walls. Instead, he took a different approach. One afternoon, while Maya was out running errands, John invited Aisha to join him for a walk at the local park. The sun cast a warm glow on the path as they strolled, surrounded by the beauty of nature. Aisha, I know things have changed a lot lately, John began, carefully choosing his words. I can only imagine how hard it must be for you. If you ever want to talk about anything, I'm here for you. Aisha glanced at him, her expression softening slightly. It's just, I don't want people to think I'm some charity case. I miss how things used to be. I understand, John replied empathetically. But your mom chose me because she saw something in me that she felt could bring joy and stability to your lives. I'm not here to take anything away from you. I'm here to support you all. The sincerity in his voice resonated with Aisha. For the first time, she saw him not just as her mother's husband, but as someone who genuinely cared about her and her siblings. Okay, she said softly, a small smile breaking through. I guess I can give you a chance. As their relationship began to thaw, John found himself increasingly involved in the children's lives. He became a fixture at school events, cheering from the sidelines at soccer games and helping with science projects. With each interaction, he slowly ingrained himself into their routines and traditions. One weekend, John proposed a family camping trip. The idea was met with mixed reactions. Maya was hesitant, concerned about the logistics of traveling with 5 children, while the kids expressed their excitement. Aisha, however, was more reserved. What if something goes wrong? She asked. John, sensing her apprehension, responded, We'll plan it together. We'll have fun, and I promise to make it a safe adventure. You can be our leader. Intrigued, Aisha accepted the challenge, and with that, the planning began. John took the initiative, involving the kids in every step, from packing their gear to choosing the campsite. They spent evenings making s'mores in the backyard to practice, turning the preparation into a fun family bonding experience. Finally, the day of the camping trip arrived. They loaded the car, laughter echoing as the children debated who would sit where. The excitement was palpable, especially among the twins, who chattered non-stop about their plans for roasting marshmallows and exploring the woods. Upon reaching the campsite, John set up the tents with the help of the kids, who quickly became enamored with the outdoors. Aisha took charge, directing her siblings with enthusiasm. "No, Zuri, the tent goes over here. Jamal, grab that pole." As they settled in for the night, the sky painted with a tapestry of stars, John gathered everyone around the campfire. The flames danced, casting a warm glow on their faces. They roasted marshmallows, shared ghost stories, and listened to the sounds of nature enveloping them. Aisha looked around, taking in the moment. For the first time, she felt a sense of peace. Perhaps this new family dynamic wasn't so bad after all. John was there, not as a substitute but as a companion, someone who truly wanted to be part of their lives. The camping trip became a turning point for the Adams family. It was a chance to step away from the judgments of the world and simply be together. By the end of the weekend, John had not only strengthened his bond with each child, but had also won Aisha's tentative acceptance. Returning home, Maya noticed the change in Aisha's demeanor. "How was the trip?" she asked, beaming with curiosity. "It was amazing, Mom. John made it fun," Aisha replied, her face alight with joy. "I think I'm starting to like him." Maya's heart swelled with relief and gratitude. She knew that the journey ahead would still be filled with challenges, but moments like these reassured her that their love would endure. Together, they would continue to build their family, one day at a time. As they moved forward, John and Maya embraced the idea of teamwork. They were not just individuals coming together, but a family committed to fostering love, resilience, and understanding amid adversity. Their bond was becoming stronger, even as they faced the inevitable obstacles life threw their way. The whispers from the outside world continued, but they mattered less and less as the Adams family learned to embrace their uniqueness and the love that trials and triumphs. The autumn leaves had begun to turn, casting a warm golden hue over Oakwood as the Adams family settled into their new rhythm. The excitement of the camping trip had created a newfound bond between John and Maya's children, yet life was not without its challenges. As the days grew shorter and the air crisper, the pressures of daily life began to surface, particularly for Aisha, who was navigating the tumultuous waters of adolescence alongside her evolving family dynamic. With school back in session, Aisha faced a whirlwind of emotions. The teasing from her classmates had intensified, and the whispers about her rich stepdad echoed in the hallways. While she tried to brush it off, the comments gnawed at her, leaving her feeling vulnerable and isolated. In her eyes, the world outside their home was a constant reminder of her unique situation, one that made her feel different from her peers. In an attempt to boost her confidence, John decided to take a proactive approach. He invited Aisha to join him in a community outreach program he was organizing at the clinic, where they would provide free health checkups and wellness education to families in need. He believed that getting involved would not only allow Aisha to contribute positively to the community, but also help her find her voice and confidence in her own identity. "Aisha, I think this could be a great opportunity for you," John said one evening, as they sat at the dinner table. The rest of the family was engaged in lively discussions about school, sports, and upcoming holidays. "You'd be helping families and making a real difference in people's lives. What do you think?" Aisha glanced up from her plate, uncertainty flickering in her eyes. "But what if my friends see me? What if they laugh?" "Aisha, this is about you and what you want to do," John replied gently. "Your worth isn't defined by what others think. It's about making choices that make you proud of yourself." Maya, watching the conversation unfold, added her support. "John's right. Sweetheart, you're not alone in this. We're a family, and we'll stand by each other no matter what." Aisha took a deep breath, sensing the sincerity in their words. "Okay, I'll do it," she finally agreed, her voice steadying. With a newfound sense of purpose, Aisha began preparing for the outreach program. John involved her in every step of the process, from organizing materials to designing flyers that would be distributed throughout the community. Aisha discovered a passion for health education, embracing the idea that she could inspire others to lead healthier lives, just as John had inspired her. As the event day approached, Aisha felt a mix of excitement and nerves. On the day of the outreach, she donned a bright T-shirt emblazoned with the clinic's logo and walked alongside John as they set up tables and prepared for the families to arrive. The event turned out to be a resounding success. Families came in droves, seeking information and assistance. Aisha watched as John interacted with patients, his warmth and expertise shining through. She felt proud to be standing next to him, playing a role in helping others. With each health screening and educational session, she realized that her contributions were valued, and that her fears of judgment faded away in the presence of gratitude and positivity. As the day progressed, Aisha stepped out of her comfort zone and began engaging with families. She explained the importance of healthy eating and physical activity, echoing John's words of encouragement. With every smile and nod of approval from the parents, Aisha's confidence blossomed. It was the first time in a long while that she felt like she truly belonged, not just at home, but in the wider world. By the end of the event, John and Aisha shared a sense of accomplishment. As they cleaned up, John turned to her, pride evident in his voice. "You were amazing today, Aisha. I'm so proud of you." "Thanks, John. I didn't think I could do it," she admitted, her heart swelling with newfound confidence. "But I realized that I can make a difference too." That evening, as the family gathered for dinner, Aisha shared her experiences from the day, her enthusiasm infectious. The younger children listened intently, their eyes wide with admiration for their big sister. Even Malik, who usually was more focused on his food, perked up, asking questions about the event. John watched as Maya beamed with pride. Their family was evolving in ways they had never anticipated, creating a new legacy together, rooted in love, acceptance, and resilience. However, as Aisha's confidence grew, she still had to navigate her relationship with her peers. The following week, during a lunch break, she found herself surrounded by a group of classmates who had been teasing her. "So, how's life with your rich dad?" One girl sneered, flipping her hair dramatically. Before she could respond, Aisha felt a familiar rush of anger. "You know what? He's not just my dad. He's a great person who cares about our family and helps others," she shot back, surprising even herself with the strength of her voice. The laughter that followed was not mocking, but rather an expression of surprise at Aisha's confidence. The other students fell silent, taken aback by her assertiveness. It was a small victory, but one that resonated deeply within her. Meanwhile, the challenges facing Maya and John were becoming more apparent. John had started to notice that some of his colleagues viewed him differently due to his marriage to Maya and his involvement with her children. There were hushed conversations behind closed doors, whispers that suggested he was distracted or compromised by his new family responsibilities. One afternoon, while attending a professional networking event, John overheard a couple of doctors from his practice talking. "I can't believe John is wasting his potential," one of them said. "He's got this successful practice, and now he's just a family man. What a waste." John felt a pang of disappointment. He had worked tirelessly to establish himself as a respected physician, and was proud of his dedication to his career and his family. However, he also recognized that these judgments were rooted in ignorance. He had chosen a path that allowed him to merge his professional and personal lives, prioritizing the love he had for Maya and her children. Determined to confront these perceptions head-on, John approached his colleagues with honesty. During a break at work, he gathered a few doctors together and spoke candidly. "I've heard some of the things being said about me, and I want to clarify something. My commitment to my family doesn't take away from my ability as a physician. In fact, it enhances it. My wife and children inspire me every day to be better in all aspects of my life." His words hung in the air, and slowly, nods of understanding began to spread among his peers. They had not considered the challenges and joys that came with being a stepfather and husband. As John shared his experiences of being involved in the community, helping patients, and managing the intricacies of a blended family, their views began to shift. "Thanks for sharing, John," one of his colleagues finally said. "I guess we all have different definitions of success." Encouraged by the conversation, John felt lighter. He realized that while societal judgments could sting, they did not define him. His commitment to his family was not a hindrance. It was a source of strength that empowered him to be a better person both at home and at work. Back at home, as winter approached, the Addams family continued to grow closer. They made it a point to spend quality time together, fostering a sense of unity that transcended their differences. They decorated the house for the holidays, creating a warm and inviting atmosphere filled with laughter and love. As Christmas approached, John and Maya decided to establish their own family traditions. They set up a beautiful tree adorned with a blend of their favorite ornaments, each representing a cherished memory. John suggested they write letters to each other, sharing their hopes and dreams for the coming year. The night of the letter exchange, the living room was filled with a palpable sense of excitement. Each family member sat in a circle, illuminated by the twinkling lights of the tree. John began, reading his letter aloud, expressing gratitude for the love they had built together. "I'm grateful for each one of you," he said, his voice filled with emotion. "You've taught me the true meaning of family, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for us." One by one, the children shared their letters, revealing their aspirations and dreams. Aisha spoke about wanting to continue her work in health education. Jamal expressed a desire to invent something groundbreaking, and the twins, with their usual enthusiasm, declared they wanted to start a club for neighborhood kids. As each child finished, Maya's heart swelled with pride. They had all grown, not just as individuals, but as a cohesive family unit. The love that had blossomed in their home became a shield against the outside world, fortifying their resilience. That night, as they cuddled up together, surrounded by the warmth of family, John realized that their journey was just beginning. They had faced trials, and they would face more, but together, they were unstoppable. With a renewed sense of purpose, John made a silent vow to continue nurturing their family bond, believing wholeheartedly that love could conquer all judgment, adversity, and the complexities of life. They were building a legacy together, one filled with love, strength, and unwavering support. The Addams family was not just a family in name. They were a testament to resilience, love, and the power of choice, crafting a narrative that would inspire those around them for years to come. Challenges and revelations. As winter settled over Oakwood, blanketing the town in a layer of pristine white, the Addams family found themselves enveloped in the spirit of the season. The holidays brought a fresh wave of joy, yet with that joy came the inevitable challenges of blending two distinct families. John and Maya were determined to create a nurturing environment for their children, but life had a way of throwing unexpected trials their way. With the new year approaching, the family decided to host a gathering, inviting friends and neighbors to celebrate the season and the unity they had forged. The event was a chance to share their journey and to strengthen ties with the community. Maya took charge of the decorations, transforming their home into a winter wonderland, complete with twinkling lights and festive ornaments. John volunteered to prepare a feast, eager to showcase his culinary skills. As the day of the gathering approached, Aisha found herself in a state of anxiety. She had invited a few of her friends from school, hoping to show them that her family was just like theirs. However, a small voice in her head whispered doubts. What if they judged her family? What if they didn't like John? "Mom, do you think my friends will think it's weird that I have a stepdad?" Aisha asked one evening while they decorated the tree. Maya paused, her heart aching for her daughter. "Aisha, everyone has a different family structure. What matters is the love we share. You're proud of your family, right?" Yeah, but Aisha hesitated. What if they make fun of me? Maya took Aisha's hand and squeezed it gently. Then they don't understand what family really means. Just be yourself. That's all you need to do. The night of the gathering arrived, and the house was alive with laughter and music. Neighbors filled the rooms, sharing stories and enjoying the food John had meticulously prepared. The children, energized by the festive atmosphere, darted around, their excitement contagious. Aisha, donning her favorite holiday sweater, tried to push her nerves aside as her friends arrived. As the evening unfolded, Aisha's friends, initially hesitant, were quickly swept up in the warmth of the Adams household. John engaged them in conversation, sharing amusing anecdotes from his medical career, while Maya ensured everyone felt welcomed. The atmosphere was filled with laughter, and soon, Aisha found herself laughing alongside her friends, her fears of judgment fading away. However, the night took an unexpected turn when a few parents of Aisha's friends arrived to pick them up. One of the mothers, intrigued by the gathering, approached John. "So, you're Aisha's stepdad. How does it feel to take on such a large family?" she asked, her tone laced with curiosity, bordering on condescension. Aisha's heart raced as she overheard the exchange, feeling a mix of embarrassment and anger. John, sensing her discomfort, responded with grace. "It's a challenge I embrace wholeheartedly. Each child brings unique joys and challenges, and I wouldn't trade it for anything." The conversation continued, but Aisha felt the weight of her identity pressing down on her. When the guests began to leave, she sought refuge in her room, overwhelmed by emotions. John noticed her absence and approached Maya. "Something's bothering Aisha. I can feel it," he said, concern etched on his face. Maya nodded, her heart heavy. She's still processing the changes and what others think of our family. She wants to fit in, but she's proud of us too. After the last guest departed, John found Aisha curled up in bed, her face buried in her pillow. He gently knocked on the door and entered. "Hey, can I come in?" She sniffed and nodded, sitting up. "I'm fine. Just tired." "Aisha," he began softly, "I know you're feeling a lot right now. It's okay to feel overwhelmed. Can we talk about it?" Aisha sighed, her defenses crumbling. "It's just, I hate how some people look at us. Like we're a joke. I just wanted to show my friends that we're normal." John sat beside her, his heart aching for her. "You are normal, Aisha. Our family may look different, but love binds us. You should never feel ashamed of who you are or where you come from. But what if they never accept me? What if they only see you as the rich doctor and not as my stepdad?" Aisha whispered, tears streaming down her cheeks. "Aisha, acceptance takes time. What matters is how you feel about our family. You're strong, and I believe you can show them the beauty of our blended family. You're not just my stepdaughter. You're my family, and I love you for who you are." In that moment, Aisha felt a wave of comfort wash over her. John's words resonated deeply, reminding her that family was not defined by societal norms, but by love, acceptance, and understanding. She hugged him tightly, grateful for the unwavering support he had shown her. As the new year dawned, the family made resolutions together, focusing on personal growth and shared experiences. John resolved to balance work and family life better, while Maya aimed to pursue her passion for cooking and nutrition more actively. Aisha, inspired by her experience at the outreach program, set her sights on becoming a leader at school and standing up for her peers, regardless of their family dynamics. However, challenges loomed ahead. A few weeks later, during a routine school day, Aisha witnessed an incident that shook her to her core. While in the cafeteria, she saw a classmate, a girl named Rebecca, being bullied by a group of students who mocked her for her family background. Aisha's heart raced as she recognized Rebecca's pain, recalling her own struggles. In that moment, she had a choice to make. Should she intervene or stand back? Aisha's thoughts raced, recalling John's words about standing up for what is right. With a surge of determination, she approached the group. "Hey, that's not cool," Aisha asserted, her voice firm. "You can't treat her like that just because of her family." The bullies turned their attention to Aisha, surprised by her intervention. "Oh, look, it's the rich girl's stepdaughter. You think you can protect everyone," one of them sneered. Aisha took a deep breath, pushing through her nerves. "It doesn't matter who I am or where I come from. Everyone deserves respect. You should try being nicer instead of tearing people down." To her astonishment, some of the other students began to nod in agreement, their expressions softening. "Yeah, leave her alone," one boy piped up. In that moment, Aisha realized that her courage was influencing others, and the bullies retreated, leaving Rebecca visibly shaken but grateful. Afterward, Aisha approached her, her heart racing. "Are you okay?" she asked gently. Rebecca looked up, her eyes wide. "Yeah, thanks. I didn't think anyone would stand up for me. I thought I was all alone." Aisha smiled softly. "You're not alone. If you ever need someone to talk to, or if those bullies bother you again, just let me know. We can face them together." Over the next few weeks, Aisha and Rebecca developed a bond, united by their experiences. They began a campaign at school to raise awareness about bullying, encouraging others to share their stories and embrace diversity. Aisha's confidence continued to blossom as she found her voice and purpose, demonstrating that family was not only about blood relations, but also about the connections we forge through shared experiences. Meanwhile, John and Maya were incredibly proud of Aisha's growth. They had been actively involved in the campaign, attending meetings and offering support wherever they could. John even volunteered to speak to students about the importance of empathy and kindness, sharing his own experiences of overcoming societal expectations. As the campaign gained momentum, John found himself reflecting on the impact of their blended family on the community. He realized that the love and resilience they cultivated at home extended beyond their walls, influencing others in profound ways. The stigma surrounding blended families was slowly beginning to shift, and their story was resonating with those who felt marginalized or judged. However, just as their family seemed to be finding its footing, a new challenge arose. One afternoon, John received an unexpected phone call from the hospital administration, requesting an urgent meeting. His heart raced as he wondered what this could mean. Arriving at the hospital, he met with the board members, who expressed concerns about his dual role as a physician and an active family man. "John, we appreciate your contributions, but we're worried that your focus on your family might detract from your professional responsibilities," one board member stated. John felt a surge of frustration. "My family is my priority, but I can assure you that my commitment to my patients remains unwavering. I believe that being a dedicated family man only enhances my practice. I bring a unique perspective that allows me to connect with my patients on a deeper level." The board was divided. Some supported John, recognizing the value of his experiences, while others felt his commitment to his family could interfere with his duties. After a tense discussion, they asked him to consider scaling back his community involvement to focus more on his role at the hospital. Returning home that evening, John felt conflicted. He shared the news with Maya, who listened intently. "This is a difficult position to be in," she said softly. "You've worked hard to establish yourself. But remember that our family thrives on the love and support we give each other. Don't compromise what's important to you." John took her words to heart. He knew he couldn't let. Standing tall. As January turned into February, the Adams family faced a pivotal moment in their journey. The pressure on John from the hospital board was palpable, weighing heavily on him as he struggled to balance his dedication to his family and his commitment to his career. At home, the atmosphere remained warm and nurturing, but he could sense the tension building within himself, creating ripples in the otherwise stable environment. John decided to take a step back and evaluate his priorities. He realized that being present for Maya and the children was not just a matter of physical presence but emotional engagement. He wanted to be the husband and father they needed, and the voice of encouragement he had always strived to be. Maya noticed John's internal struggle and made it her mission to support him. One evening, while they were preparing dinner together, she gently broached the subject. "John, you've always told me how important it is to stand up for what we believe in. This situation at work, what are your thoughts on it?" John sighed, stirring the pot of chili on the stove. "I'm torn, Maya. I love my work, and I want to make a difference in people's lives. But I also can't ignore my responsibilities at home. I don't want to feel like I have to choose between my family and my career." Maya set down the knife she was using to chop vegetables and turned to him. "You don't have to choose. Maybe it's about redefining what success means for you. You've built a family that thrives on love and support, and that can coexist with your career. What if you took a stand for both?" Inspired by Maya's words, John began to think about ways he could integrate his work with his family life. He could use his position to promote community health initiatives that would involve the entire family, thereby addressing the board's concerns while also enriching their lives. A few days later, during a board meeting, John presented his proposal for a new health initiative focused on community outreach. "I believe we can create a program that not only serves our patients, but also engages families in health education. We could hold workshops on nutrition, exercise, and wellness that include fun activities for kids. It's a way to build community while promoting health," he suggested. To his surprise, the board members were receptive. Some even expressed enthusiasm for the idea, recognizing the potential benefits for both the hospital and the community. John felt a surge of optimism, realizing that he could honor both his professional and personal commitments. Meanwhile, Aisha's campaign against bullying was gaining traction at school. With Rebecca's support, they had organized a series of workshops aimed at fostering kindness and empathy among students. The two girls presented their ideas to the school administration, who agreed to let them host the first workshop during the upcoming school assembly. On the day of the assembly, Aisha stood in front of her peers, her heart pounding in her chest. The gymnasium buzzed with energy, filled with students chatting and laughing. As she stepped up to the microphone, she felt a wave of nervousness wash over her, but she also remembered her resolve. "Hey everyone, I'm Aisha Adams, and I'm here with my friend Rebecca to talk about something that affects all of us. Kindness," she began, her voice steadying with each word. "We've all seen bullying happen, whether it's in the hallways or online. It hurts, and it's time for us to take a stand against it." As Aisha shared her experiences, recounting how she had felt when she was teased and how important it was to support one another, she noticed her classmates' expressions shifting from indifference to interest. The energy in the room began to change, and students leaned in, listening intently. Rebecca stepped forward, adding her voice to the conversation. "It's not just about stopping bullying. It's about creating a culture where everyone feels safe and accepted. We can make a difference by simply choosing to be kind. Let's commit to standing up for one another, to celebrate our differences instead of tearing each other down." The response was overwhelming. After their presentation, students approached them, expressing gratitude for their courage and sharing their own stories. Many pledged to participate in the campaign and to take an active role in promoting kindness throughout the school. Aisha felt a sense of accomplishment wash over her. She was not just a stepdaughter or the rich girl anymore. She was a leader. As the weeks passed, the initiative began to ripple beyond the school. Local businesses joined in to support the campaign, offering discounts for students who participated in community service projects. John and Maya collaborated with Aisha and Rebecca to organize a community-wide event that encouraged families to come together and celebrate kindness through various activities and workshops. John's health initiative gained momentum as well, and he utilized the connections he had forged in the community to bring local health professionals on board. He invited them to participate in the upcoming event, where families could receive free health screenings and participate in fun, educational sessions about wellness. As the day of the event approached, the excitement in the Adams household was palpable. The children helped decorate the community center, filling it with bright banners that read "Celebrate Kindness" and "Health for All." They set up booths for various activities, from fitness challenges to cooking demonstrations, each designed to engage families in health and wellness. However, a few days before the event, John received another call from the hospital board. "John, we need to talk about your recent initiative. While it's commendable, we're still concerned about your focus being diverted from your responsibilities," the chairperson stated, his tone flat. John felt his stomach drop. "With all due respect, this initiative is not a distraction. It's an opportunity to build a healthier community. I'm bringing families together, showing them that health and wellness are not just personal matters but communal ones. I believe in this." The chairperson remained unconvinced. "We appreciate your passion, but we need you to focus on your clinical responsibilities. This initiative could detract from your duties as a physician." Frustration bubbled within John. "I assure you that my commitment to my work remains unwavering. I can manage both my responsibilities at the hospital and my passion for community health. I'm doing this not just for myself, but for the families we serve." After the call ended, John felt defeated. He confided in Maya, who listened intently. "John, it's clear they don't see the value in what you're trying to accomplish. But don't let their doubts derail you. You're building something meaningful that can impact lives." Encouraged by her support, John decided to forge ahead with the event, knowing that he could make a difference regardless of the board's skepticism. On the day of the event, the community center was buzzing with energy. Families arrived in droves, eager to participate in the various activities. The children's laughter echoed as they engaged in fitness games, while parents listened intently during health workshops led by John and other professionals. As John walked through the center, he felt a sense of fulfillment. He saw Aisha leading a group of her peers in a fitness challenge, her confidence shining through. She was no longer the uncertain girl who feared judgment. She was a beacon of strength, standing tall as a leader. Maya joined him, her eyes sparkling with pride. "Look at our kids. They're incredible." John smiled, feeling a surge of gratitude for the family they had built together. This is what it's all about. We're creating a community rooted in love and support. Later in the afternoon, as the sun began to set, John gathered everyone together for a closing ceremony. He took the stage, looking out at the families who had come together in celebration of kindness and health. "Thank you all for being here today. What we've created together is more than just an event. It's a movement. It's about choosing kindness, supporting one another, and fostering a healthier community." As he spoke, the warmth in the room enveloped him, a reminder of the impact they could have together. When he finished, Aisha stepped forward, her heart racing with excitement. "I want to say something too," she announced, her voice ringing with confidence. "Today, we've shown that we can make a difference, that kindness matters, and that together, we are stronger. Let's continue to stand up for one another and create a place where everyone feels safe and valued," she declared, her eyes shining. As applause erupted around her, John felt tears of pride welling up. Aisha had found her voice, and she was inspiring others to do the same. That evening, as the family gathered at home, they reflected on the day's events. They shared stories of connection, laughter, and newfound friendships, recognizing that their journey as a blended family was a source of strength. They had faced challenges and adversities, but each moment had brought them closer together. John looked around the table, feeling grateful for the love that filled their home. He realized that they had created something truly special, a family that embraced its uniqueness and championed kindness in the world. With Maya by his side and their children flourishing, he felt a renewed sense of purpose. "Here's to us, to our family, and to all the beautiful journeys ahead." John raised his glass, his heart brimming with gratitude. "To family." Everyone echoed, their voices unified in love and support. As the evening drew to a close, John understood that while challenges would inevitably arise, they would face them together, fortified by the love they had cultivated. The journey of the Addams family was just beginning, and they were ready to embrace whatever came next. with hope in their hearts and the strength of their bond guiding them. They stepped forward into the future, confident that love could conquer all obstacles. The road ahead. As the summer sun began to set, casting a warm glow over Oakwood, the Adams family found themselves at a pivotal crossroads. Their community initiatives had taken root, transforming the town into a hub of kindness and support. Yet they knew that their journey was far from over. Each family member had grown in their own way, but challenges still lay ahead that would test their resilience and commitment to one another. In the weeks following the successful community picnic, John's advocacy for integrated health initiatives at the hospital gained recognition, yet the board still harbored skepticism about his dual commitments. Despite the praise from the community, the board wanted results that aligned strictly with their expectations of a physician. They invited John for yet another meeting, this time emphasizing the need for a clear delineation between his clinical duties and his community work. "Mr. Adams," the board chairperson began, his tone serious, "we appreciate your passion for community health, but we need you to focus on your clinical responsibilities. Your community initiatives have merit, but they cannot interfere with your primary role as a physician." John took a deep breath, feeling the familiar weight of frustration settle in his chest. "I understand the board's concerns, but my work in the community enhances my clinical practice. By engaging with families and promoting health education, I am better equipped to serve my patients." The board listened, but their expressions remained skeptical. "We need to see measurable results, John. Perhaps you should consider stepping back from community work and concentrating on your practice," one member suggested. With a steely resolve, John replied, "I refuse to sacrifice my commitment to the community I serve. My work isn't just about treating patients in the office. It's about building healthier families and communities. I believe in a holistic approach to healthcare." The meeting ended with no resolution, and as John left the boardroom, he felt a mix of anger and determination. He could not let their doubts shake his convictions. He needed to find a way to prove that both aspects of his life could coexist harmoniously. Meanwhile, at home, Maya had been busy planning a family retreat to reinforce their bond and encourage the kids to express their aspirations and concerns. "I think it's essential that we take a break and focus on each other, especially after all the progress we've made," she said during one evening's dinner discussion. The children excitedly chimed in, suggesting activities they wanted to do, from hiking and swimming to team-building games. The retreat was set for a weekend at a nearby lake house, a place that had always been a source of joy and adventure for the family. On the day of the retreat, they packed the car full of supplies, clothes, food, games, and plenty of outdoor equipment. As they drove through the scenic landscape, John felt a sense of anticipation. The past few months had been tumultuous, and he was eager for the opportunity to reconnect with his family away from the distractions of daily life. Once they arrived at the lake house, the excitement in the air was palpable. The kids raced toward the water, laughter echoing as they splashed around, their worries washed away in the shimmering waves. John and Maya set up their space, preparing a barbecue for later that evening. As the sun began to set, casting hues of pink and orange across the sky, the family gathered around a fire pit. They roasted marshmallows, telling stories, and sharing their hopes for the future. John felt a sense of peace as he watched his children engage with each other, their bond growing stronger with every shared laugh and playful banter. "Maya, can I talk to you for a second?" John asked, standing up from the fire. They walked a few steps away, where the sound of laughter faded into the background. "I'm feeling the pressure from the board. They don't seem to believe in what we're doing as a family or in the community. I don't know how to navigate this." Maya reached for his hand, her touch grounding him. "You're doing incredible work, John. Sometimes it's hard for others to see the bigger picture. Remember, we started this journey to inspire change, and that's exactly what you're doing." "But what if it's not enough?" John replied, his voice filled with uncertainty. "What if they push me to choose? Then we will find a way to show them what true commitment looks like." We've created a community that supports each other, and we can share that with the board. Let's organize a community health fair, show them the impact we've had and the people who believe in this vision. The idea struck a chord within John. A community health fair would be a perfect way to demonstrate the value of their work, gathering families together to celebrate health and wellness while highlighting the importance of family involvement. "You're right," he said, a spark igniting in his eyes. "We can show them how engaged our community is." As the retreat continued, the family spent time reflecting on their goals. Aisha shared her ambition to expand her mentorship program and include students from different backgrounds. Jamal talked about wanting to invent something that could help people stay healthy. Zara and Zuri expressed their desire to host a summer camp for younger kids to promote kindness and inclusivity. Malik chimed in, suggesting they could make a kindness wall in the school where students could post positive notes about one another. Inspired by their children's aspirations, John and Maya began brainstorming ways to turn these dreams into reality. They spent the next few days discussing their ideas, writing down goals, and strategizing how to incorporate these projects into their community health fair. By the time they returned home, the seeds of their next big endeavor were planted. With a renewed sense of purpose, they set to work organizing the health fair, reaching out to local businesses, health professionals, and schools to create a collaborative event. As the day of the health fair approached, the excitement in the Adams household was palpable. The kids were involved in every aspect of the planning, from creating promotional materials to organizing activities. Aisha felt particularly motivated, eager to showcase her mentorship program and share its positive impact on students. On the day of the fair, the community center was transformed into a vibrant space filled with booths, informational sessions, and activities. Families arrived, excited to engage with the various offerings. John, Maya, and the kids greeted attendees, their hearts full of joy at the turnout. Throughout the day, families participated in health screenings, cooking demonstrations, and interactive workshops led by local professionals. Aisha proudly presented her mentorship program, explaining its purpose and encouraging younger students to join. Jamal set up a science booth, showcasing fun experiments to promote healthy habits. Zara, Zuri, and Malik led games for younger children, spreading laughter and joy as they engaged with the community. As the sun began to set, John took the stage to address the crowd. "Thank you all for being here today," he began, his voice steady with emotion. "This fair is a testament to the power of community and family. Together, we can create a healthier future for ourselves and the generations to come." Applause erupted, and John felt the weight of the past months lift off his shoulders. He glanced at his family, their faces beaming with pride. They had created something beautiful together, uniting families under the shared vision of health and wellness. The evening concluded with a heartwarming moment as families gathered around a large canvas where attendees had been invited to write messages of kindness and support. The wall was filled with notes celebrating each other, reminding everyone of the strength that comes from community. That night, as the family returned home, they reflected on the day's events. "I can't believe how many people came out to support us," Aisha said, her excitement evident. "I feel like we made a real difference." John smiled, feeling a sense of pride wash over him. "We did make a difference, and we will continue to do so. Our family is stronger than any challenge we face." Maya added, "This is just the beginning. We have so much more to accomplish together." As they gathered for a group hug, John felt a deep sense of gratitude for the journey they had undertaken. They had faced obstacles, navigated societal judgments, and embraced their unique identities as a blended family. Through it all, they had built a legacy rooted in love, resilience, and the unwavering belief in the power of community. As the months rolled on, the Adams family continued to thrive. John's Health Fair became an annual event, bringing families together to celebrate health and kindness. Aisha's mentorship program expanded, bridging gaps between students of all backgrounds. The community embraced the changes, fostering an environment where everyone felt supported and valued. As they stood together one evening in their backyard, watching the sunset paint the sky in vibrant colors, John realized that their story was far more than a narrative of adversity. It was a testament to the strength of family and the importance of standing together in the face of challenges. "Here's to our family." John raised his glass, a smile spreading across his face. "May we continue to inspire change and build a legacy of love for generations to come." "To family," the children echoed, their voices united in a chorus of joy and hope. In that moment, John knew that their journey would continue to unfold in beautiful and unexpected ways. With each step forward, they would create ripples of kindness, inspiring others to embrace the power of love, acceptance, and community. And so, the Addams family stepped boldly into their future, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, knowing that together they could overcome anything. They had not just built a family, they had created a movement, one that would resonate far beyond Oakwood, touching lives and hearts everywhere they went. Today, we're here to talk about how art and storytelling can bring us together. Alex began, his enthusiasm infectious. "We want to create a space where you can express yourselves, share your stories, and connect with others." John stood beside him, watching the students respond with rapt attention. "Each of you has a unique story that matters. We want to hear it, and we want to create something beautiful together," he added, gesturing to a large canvas they had brought along. "Art is a way to express what's inside," Alex continued. "Whether it's through painting, writing, music, or dance, we can all share our experiences and connect on a deeper level." After their presentation, the students burst into applause, their excitement palpable. A young girl raised her hand, her voice filled with curiosity. "Can we really share our stories? What if they're not happy?" John smiled warmly. "Every story is valuable, whether it's joyful, painful, or everything in between. It's in sharing our truths that we find connection and healing. We want to create a space where you can be open and honest, without fear of judgment." As they continued to engage with the students, ideas began to flow. The gymnasium erupted with suggestions for activities, performances, and themes for their upcoming gatherings. John felt a surge of pride as he watched the students embrace the opportunity to express themselves creatively. "Let's do a showcase," one student suggested. "We could perform our stories and share our art." "Yes," another chimed in. "And we could have a mural where everyone contributes a piece." John exchanged a glance with Alex, both of them grinning widely. "These are fantastic ideas. We'll work together to make it happen." As they left the school that day, John felt a renewed sense of hope. The enthusiasm of the students had reignited his own passion for storytelling and art. This was more than just a community event. It was an opportunity to inspire the next generation and empower them to find their voices. Over the next month, they organized the Voices of Tomorrow showcase, inviting students from various schools to participate. Workshops were held to help them prepare their stories, art pieces, and performances. John felt invigorated by the energy of the young participants, their creativity sparking new ideas and pushing the boundaries of what they could accomplish together. On the day of the showcase, the atmosphere was electric. The school auditorium was filled with parents, teachers, and community members, all eager to support the students. Colorful banners adorned the walls, showcasing the artwork created during the workshops. The stage was set, and the excitement in the air was palpable. As the event began, John stood backstage with Alex, both of them buzzing with anticipation. "Can you believe how many people showed up?" Alex said, his eyes wide as he peered through the curtain. "It's incredible," John replied, his heart swelling with pride. "These kids have worked so hard, and now they get to share their stories with the world." The showcase kicked off with a group of students performing a dance that they had choreographed themselves. The movements were filled with joy and energy, a celebration of their creativity. The audience erupted in applause, and John felt a wave of warmth wash over him. As the performances continued, John marveled at the courage displayed by the students. One by one, they took the stage to share their stories. Some were poignant, recounting experiences of loss and struggle, while others were filled with laughter and joy, celebrating moments of triumph. When it was Alex's turn, John's heart raced with pride and anticipation. He stood at the side of the stage, watching as the boy stepped forward, holding his sketchbook tightly. "Hi everyone. My name is Alex, and I'm so excited to share my story with you," he began, his voice steady despite the nerves. "Art has always been a big part of my life. It helps me express what I'm feeling, and today, I want to share a piece that represents my journey." As Alex unveiled his sketch, the audience leaned in, captivated. The drawing depicted a vibrant landscape filled with colors, each hue symbolizing an emotion he had experienced along the way. He explained the significance of each color, weaving in the stories that had shaped him. When he finished, the auditorium erupted in applause, and John felt tears prick at his eyes. He had watched Alex grow from a shy boy into a confident storyteller, and it filled him with pride to see the impact he was having on others. "Now, I'd like to invite everyone to participate in our mural project," Alex announced, extending the invitation to the audience. "We want you all to contribute a piece of your story to our mural, so we can create something beautiful together." As the audience members began to line up, John stepped onto the stage, feeling a rush of emotion. "Thank you all for being here today. What you've witnessed is the power of storytelling and creativity. Each of us has a story worth sharing, and together we can create something truly amazing." With the mural project underway, people from all walks of life gathered around, contributing their unique artistic touches. The mural became a vibrant canvas of stories, showcasing the diversity and resilience of the community. Each brushstroke represented a voice, an experience, an interconnected narrative that celebrated their shared humanity. As the day came to a close, John stepped back to admire the mural. It was a tapestry of colors and emotions, each section telling a different story while still harmonizing beautifully with the others. It was a testament to the strength of their community and the power of connection through art. "Can you believe this?" Alex said, standing beside John, his eyes wide with wonder. "We've created something incredible." "Yes, we have," John replied, feeling a deep sense of satisfaction. "This mural will serve as a reminder of our journey together, a symbol of hope and resilience for everyone who sees it." As they began to clean up, John couldn't help but feel that this was only the beginning of something much larger. They had created a movement that inspired others to share their stories, to find their voices, and to connect with one another. With the winter months approaching, John and Alex began to brainstorm ideas for the next season. They envisioned Spring Awakening, a celebration of renewal, growth, and creativity. They wanted to invite more artists, storytellers, and musicians to participate, fostering an environment where individuals could share their talents and inspire one another. In the following weeks, they worked diligently to plan the event, reaching out to local schools, community centers, and artists. Each conversation brought new ideas and fresh energy, reinforcing the sense of purpose that had blossomed in the hearts of everyone involved. As spring approached, the anticipation in the community grew. John watched as more people began to engage with the mural, stopping to admire the stories represented on its surface. It became a gathering point, a symbol of unity and resilience that attracted curious onlookers and sparked conversations about the importance of sharing one's truth. On the day of the Spring Awakening celebration, the park was transformed once again. Colorful flowers adorned every corner, and vibrant decorations reflected the spirit of renewal that spring represented. Families arrived with picnic baskets filled with homemade dishes, ready to share in the festivities. The event kicked off with performances from local musicians, their melodies weaving through the air like a warm breeze. Children danced, their laughter echoing around them as they explored the various art stations set up throughout the park. John felt a sense of joy wash over him as he moved through the crowd, engaging with familiar faces and newcomers alike.